how did the cafe affect your marriage in a good or bad way ba? Na mas napagtibay ba kayo o mas napaglayo ba kayo?
I think mas na you can see naman. It helps us to grow as a couple and as an individual.
Yeah.
Kasi basta nandoon yung vision at saka kung ano yung goal na achieve, yung mga pag-aaway, ma-overcome talaga.
Welcome back to another episode of The Pinoy Expat. Here with me, Joe and Sandra, owners
Hello po.
ng Green No Cafe dito sa Elizabeth Bay. Magandang hapon po sa inyong dalawa.
Good afternoon.
And thank you for giving me this opportunity to share your story. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive right into it. Joe, nagtrabaho ka dati sa cruise ship bilang chef. Ilang taon ka doon?
Bali, naka 3 years po na
3
tatlong
years.
kontrata.
Okay. Okay. So yearly ba yung contract?
Yes po. Parang in a year, usually 7 to 11 months per contract.
Right. And then, nasa Rockwood group ka din.
Rockpool.
Rockpool group ka din. For how long?
I think 6 years.
6 years. So parang total of 9, almost 10 years
Almost 10 years na.
of experience. Do you have any formal education sa pagluluto?
Certificate in culinary ako sa Philippines before going here.
Certificate? Hindi bachelor or anything?
Hindi.
That's interesting kasi yung ibang naano ko, diba, cruise ship nga. Ang bonga nung resume mo, pero tawag dyan, certificate.
Certificate. Parang 6 months courses siya.
No.
Short courses, actually.
Right, okay. What made you fall in love with food and with cooking?
Actually, yung family namin was into cooking na. Kasi meron kaming karinderya sa palengke. Batang palengke kasi ako. So, growing up, nakikita ko na yung pagluluto. And then, I think, yun yung naisip ko, yun na siguro yung calling ko.
Right.
So, tinuloy na lang namin.
Saan po ba kayo sa Pilipinas?
Sa Batangas.
Ay, ala eh! Ay, siya! Ay, saan po ba sa Batangas?
Sa Rosario.
Kasunod ng Ibaan?
Katabi ng
Ay, katabi ng Ibaan.
Katabing-katabi.
Ay, pagkagaling ka. Now, Sandra, they say the fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Yeah.
Totoo rin ba to sa babae?
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't think so? Bakit? Why? Ano ba yung nagpakilig sa iyo?
I think mas na-appreciate ko kapag like nag-vacuum siya sa bahay.
Dadalasan ko pa.
Or naglilinis siya, ganyan. More than cooking.
Right. So unrelated sa kusina, unrelated sa cooking.
I think generally, women will appreciate that more. Yeah.
Right. Pero since, chef si Joe, and then magaling siya sa kusina, ano yung paborito mong dish ni Joe?
That's a very hard question to answer because chefs rarely cook in the kitchen, at home. That's the last thing they want to do kasi
Para kasing
the entire day nasa kusina na sila and cooking.
hindi na ako nagdadala ng trabaho sa bahay. Not working from home.
Right.
But, I think ang strength ni Joe, whatever the food is, very balanced, hindi overpowering. Like, for example, if we'll have steak night sa bahay, very well-seasoned yung steak and perfectly cooking steak. Veggies are not overcooked. So, generally, his style of cooking is like that, which I really, really appreciate.
Okay, so yung general na cooking style niya, not a specific dish. Okay.
Because anything he cooks, it's gonna be well balanced.
Right.
Bola ata yun.
So, okay, sabi mo hindi ka nagdadala ng trabaho sa bahay. You don't work from home. So, sino bang nagluluto sa bahay?
Uber.
Before me.
Okay.
Like simple home cooked food lang. But since we opened the cafe, I think a lot of business owners will agree. Konti na ng time for cooking at home. So normally we just, order food from, outside, online delivery.
And since we are dito sa city kasi madami ng options, so we just go around and
Right.
we just
Oo.
eat out.
And it makes sense na yun na nga, nagluto ka na nga buong araw. Pagdating sa bahay, luto pa ulit.
Totoo.
Bago natin ituloy yung kwentuhan natin about pagkain, no? Tsaka yung sa cafe ninyo. Kwentuhan nyo naman kami saglit ng migration journey ninyo. Ano ba yung story ninyo?
So, ako na mag-umpisa.
Through him kasi.
Kasi nung nagtatrabaho ako sa Pilipinas, yung head chef ko was applying for a job here sa Australia. And then parang nabalitaan ko lang, nag-a-apply siya through LinkedIn. Tapos tinanong ko sa kanya, ano ba yung LinkedIn? Igawa mo nga ako ng isa. and then yun, nag-apply ako sa agency, and then to cut the story short, napili naman ako sa pag-headhunt nila, and then na-process yung papers namin.
Traineeship visa.
Oh, so visa 407 if I
402 pa siya visa.
402 before. Right. So training visa yung entry ninyo, and then after that sumunod ka na ba? Sabay ba kayong pumunta?
Sabay na-grant yung visa namin, me as his dependent. But
Yeah.
I followed after 6 months pa.
Right.
Hindi mo na ako nag-resign. Para siyang playing it safe pa. Like, we wanna make sure na okay yung situation niya dito in general. Before ako mag-quit. And then, nung okay naman, I followed.
Right. And when was this?
May 2015 siya.
Yeah.
Wow. So nandito ka for more than 10 years
10
now.
years na.
10 years now. So quite a while na nandito ka. Nag-cruise ship ka before.
Yes.
And 3 years sa cruise ship. For sure, ang daming countries na rin na napuntahan. Now, why Australia?
Actually, wala akong idea before sa Australia kasi ang cruise namin was Europe and then Brazil. Hindi pa ako nakapag-Australia dati, so I have no idea. And then, nung nag-apply nga lang ako, saka ko lang siya na-figure out, okay pala yung Australia.
In short, hindi namin pinag-isip.
So talagang whim lang. Sige, apply nga din tayo, try nga din natin,
Yeah,
ganon.
yeah, ganon.
Right.
Totoo.
And kumusta naman yung first few months mo dito na ikaw lang?
Mahirap kasi hindi rin ako actually medyo culture shock, and then sa style ng working hours pag dito sa Australia. Kasi normally sa Pilipinas, 8 hours ang one day, dito long hours yung isang shift. So,
So dun ka medyo na-adjust. Were there any other culture shocks for you apart from the work culture?
work lang kasi ang main focus ko dati was to work and to gain experience.
Alright.
Then parang short term lang. And then pag nakakuha ng experience, balik sa Pilipinas. And then as we go along, okay, after parang ang ano ko nga nung nag-struggle ako, sabi ko 1 month lang, try ko 1 month and then 1 year and then nagtuloy-tuloy na.
Alright, so parang ano lang, makarating lang, just cross this line and then after this, yung next line na naman.
Totoo.
Now, Sandra, during this time, during the time na nag-apply siya sa yung headhunting and then papunta nga dito, what was going through your mind? Anong sinabi mo sa kanya?
I thought long shot, like hindi naman matutuloy yan.
Suntok sa buwan, ganun.
Yeah. So, just parang hinayaan ko lang siya. Because before we got married, our agreement was hindi tayo mag-abroad. So in my, pero sige, wag natin kontrahin. Like, it's an opportunity. Go lang. Pero habang nagpo-progress yung interview niya, so dun ka lang na-realize na, okay, so naging seryoso na to. Yeah.
This is really happening.
Yeah.
Now, sabi mo, nung kinasal kayo, ang usapan is walang mag-a-abroad, hindi
Yeah.
mag-a-abroad. But 3 years siya sa barko, hindi kayo kasal during that time?
Like half. Before, parang first half, hindi pa kami kasal. And then second half, kasal na kami nun. And then voluntarily siya yung nag-decide na kailangan magkasama na kami kasi married. So, nag-resign siya from the cruise ship and then he worked in the Philippines.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So, land-based na.
Land basis.
Coming here, para sa'yo, after 6 months na nandito, ano yung pinakamalaking adjustment for you?
Well, malaki talaga siya. To sum it up nga, pag tinatanong ako ng close friends ko sa Philippines, habang nandito ako, yung adjustment, like, di ba, you break up with your boyfriend, tapos sabi ko, imagine breaking up with your country. Like, your entire family is back home, yung friends mo, circle of friends mo, na tinatrust mo and very close to you back home, tapos all of a sudden, mag-isa ka dito. Way of life totally different. So, ganun yung ano ko sa kanya. Analysis ko sa kanya before. So, nag-adjust talaga. First 3 months, was probably the hardest, like adjusting in general.
What was the hardest?
Sa Philippines kasi, yung job ko was corporate lawyer. Which obviously, hindi ko mapapractice dito. Hindi siya transferable, right?
Yes.
Yung skill na yun. So, can you imagine, like, and then it was suddenly, nahirapan ako maghanap ng work here. So, yun yung sobrang drastic yung adjustment. At first, tuwa ako kasi, wow, parang nakabakasyon
Australia.
ako, right? Like, coming from burnout, wow, ang sarap ng buhay ko. Pero after 3 months, nabu-burn na talaga. So, yun yung adjustment for me. Like, trying to find or to create an entirely new path for my career.
And at that time, ano yung tumatakbo sa isip mo? Were you thinking na, sigurado ba kami dito?
Yeah. Well, before kami mag-decide, nung nag-discuss kami, ang bottom line namin, look, Joe, sabi ko, even if mistake to, it's a mistake that we can afford to make it. Hindi pa relatively bata pa naman kami na we were in our early 30s. We didn't have a kid then. We don't have a kid now. Financially, wala kaming mortgage sa Philippines. So, parang pwede kaming pack up and go. And then, so sabi ko, like, wala kaming kailangan buhayin, right? So, even if mali siya, we can always go back. Tapos, pag balik namin sa Philippines, license pa rin naman ako to practice there. Madali naman makahanap ng job as a chef. So, yun yung thinking namin dalawa. Parang yung safety net, iniisip namin, meron naman, so that's fine. Parang,
So, parang may fallback kayo.
Correct.
And it was relatively easy for you to come here, leave everything behind. Kung sakaling mali, okay, balik tayo.
lang, yeah.
That's a really good point kasi maraming parang hesitant na iwanan yung Pilipinas kasi paano pag nag-fail?
Yeah.
Walang backup plan, walang
Yeah.
safety net, wala eh. Kaya kung sakali man nababagsak kayo, at least medyo cushion.
Yeah.
Pinagmamalaki dito sa Australia yung tinatawag na work-life balance. Given na open kayo 7 days a week from 6:30 on weekdays, 7 on weekends, hanggang 3:00, paano nyo na susulit yung work-life balance na yun?
Nung nag-umpisa kami, medyo wala pa yun.
Non-existent.
Imaginary word lang yan.
Oh. So work-work balance.
Work lang, oo.
Wala siyang
Wala akong day off
for so long.
For so long, yeah.
7 days nagtatrabaho siya straight.
Yeah. Kasi-
And me naman, may full-time job pa ako nun as a marketing manager plus the cafe. So, wala rin akong rest day nun. So,
right.
wala. At first, wala. Yeah. Pero, now, like, fast forward, we're happy to say, may
Meron na.
rest day na kami. So,
Yeah.
Right.
2 days, each may rest day kami. Meaning, na-train up na yung crew to run the cafe na wala kami. So, nakaka-let go na kami.
Now, ano yung idea ninyo ng relaxation from work?
Sa amin, parang since owning a cafe, parang pagkatapos ng cafe hours, maglalakad-lakad lang, okay na kami.
Because we have a dog.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And then malapit kami sa Bay Area. So, parang mentally, makapag-release ng stress and then that's it.
And that's nice kasi yun na nga, you're in the city, ang daming amenities nearby, free parks, andyan yung bay. And
Yeah.
Let's talk about your cafe. Bakit Green No Cafe, if you don't mind me asking? Na ano lang ako kasi
yeah.
karamihan ng mga Filipino na food, alam mo yun, may Filipino na name.
Yeah.
Pero sa inyo, Green No Cafe, bakit Green No?
It's as easy as yun yung name ng street where we're at. Greeno Avenue. So, wala nang isip-isip ulit.
So
Greeno
right, yung
Cafe.
itong nasa tapat,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
Green No.
That's
Greeno
Greeno
Avenue.
Avenue.
I never knew.
Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So, ganun.
Sa totoo lang, nag-brainstorm kami. Ang daming option. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, like Elizabeth Bay, we want to be a local cafe. Walang 5% yung Filipinos dito, even less. So we have to appeal to the local if we want to survive. So Greeno Cafe. But yung pinag-isipan namin
Yeah.
doon ni Joe is the legal name of the business. Yun pa yung nag-devote pa kami ng effort, which is South Arcana. South Arcana is scientific name ng bamboo.
Bamboo. Yeah.
Right.
Kasi parang since taga Batangas kami, south of the southern
Yeah.
part of Manila, So,
Is
yun.
Arcana Bamboo.
Yeah. So, parang ang...
Because mental note namin is go.
Ikaw na.
Kasi yung kawayan, like the taller you grow, the more you bend.
Right.
So
Okay.
meaning, whatever, ang mental note namin, if we become successful here, whatever success we achieve, make sure all the more that we remain humble.
And then,
And flexible.
ano pa, yung kasi pag bumagyo, makikita mo lang nakatayo kawayan.
Gumaganon-ganon lang.
Yeah.
Sway lang with the wind.
Yeah, so
Okay.
flexible.
So kahit na anong hirap o ano pa dyan,
Yeah.
ganun lang tapos tayo ulit.
So dapat pala kawayan na lang.
Oh, and I guess it makes sense now that you mentioned na less than 5% yung Filipino customers ninyo. It doesn't make sense na Filipino name pero sobrang minority yung customer. Now, the cafe opened in September 2022. Like just a little after COVID. What was the general feeling back then opening a cafe?
Struggle.
Yes, like any business, but strategic din yung timing. May mentor kami na boss ko before who owns restaurants as well. Like sabi niya, Sandra, kung mag-open kayo, do it now habang hindi pa fully open yung economy because
Yeah.
rent is still low. And then as a first-time cafe owner, may chance pa rin kayo to get the spot that you want. Yung landlord normally, kapag nagbukas na lahat, hindi yan basta-basta magbibigay ng lease sa first-time operator. So we took advantage of that.
Parang ang ano namin was to position ourselves kung ano man yung... Kasi after ang expectation namin nga, pagkatapos ng COVID, it will be, alam namin na magiging mahirap, pero kailangan namin makaposisyon.
Right.
So, para sa changes.
So, kumbaga, kahit na alam yung parating yung baha, at least nakadig in na kayo na ready na.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a really good strategy. Kasi, most people iisipin, you saw opportunity where there's, risk and problems.
Yeah.
So, during the time, excited, anxious, kabado,
Mixed emotions.
mixed emotions,
Oo.
halo-halo.
Halo-halo talaga. Kasi nandun yung excitement kasi parang bagong challenge. Kasi parang ang unang challenge namin, makuha yung residency. And then nang sunod. And then nag-uusap kami, magtayo kaya tayo ng cafe. Kasi dahil nga din sa experience, so tinry namin.
So sa start, ang taas ng anxiety level. Maybe the first, 1.5 year, mataas talaga yung
Yeah.
anxiety.
Sino ba yung present ng idea na mag-open tayo ng cafe?
Actually siya.
Ako.
Okay.
Kasi,
Ako na magkwento.
go.
Hindi kasi nung time na yon after ng COVID, parang medyo nakaramdam ako ng burnout. Parang sabi ko, ano na gagawin ko? Ayaw ko na magluto.
Mm.
So parang nag-alala siya, what you gonna do? Kung ayaw mo na magluto, what will happen to us? And then nagkaroon siya ng idea, mag-open tayo ng cafe.
So, magluluto.
Magluluto ka pa din.
And then kasi parang na-realize ko, wala talaga ako. Nag-isip ako mag-career change. Pero pinaliwanag ng kapatid ko, kaya ka nakarating dyan dahil sa pagluluto. So I think, and then na-realize ko, nga no? So tinuloy-tuloy ko na lang.
And then, kasi head chef na siya for a few years sa ibang business, right? As an employee. So, pero yung stress level niya pag head chef sobrang taas. Parang ikaw yung owner. So, sabi ko, mas stress ka na lang. At least, sarili na nating
Yeah.
business.
Parang ganun.
Pero yun, so, mas stress pala kami.
Hindi pala ganun kadali.
Mas stressful pala siya.
It's a prank.
Okay, so, nung time na yun, sabi mo, burnout ka, looking for something new, ganon. Ano yung una mong naisip when she told you, mag-open tayo ng cafe?
Actually, natatakot ako nung time na yon kasi parang hindi ko din alam kung anong i-expect ko. Kasi parang pag burnout, wala akong maisip na direction, parang wala akong gana. And then, sinakyan ko na lang. Sabi ko, tingnan natin. And then, nung as we go along, mahirap talaga. Sabi ko, tutuloy pa ba natin? And then yun, and then hanggang sa na-realize, nakatatlong taon na kami. And then, tuloy na natin.
Parang ang bilis lang ng panahon pala.
Yeah.
Like, tingnan nyo kung nasa na tayo ngayon, parang ganon. You mentioned kanina yung bamboo na gaganon-ganon lang kahit na anong hurdle, anong hirap. tatayo uli. Ano yung pinakamalaking hurdle so far na na-encounter ninyo?
Yeah. Connected sa answer namin kanina, like how do we run a business in a predominantly non-Filipino area?
Mhm.
Pero yung strength namin is our Filipino cooking, right? Like yun yung pinaka-strength namin kasi that's what makes us unique. So the menu is mixed. So as part of a strategy, marami kaming strategy na tinitry. Because we knew from the beginning, kailangan makuha yung local support.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the Filipino support. So parang dalawa yung target market. So I guess yun yung unique sa Grino kasi nasa Elizabeth Bay kami of all places, like eastern suburbs, and then now we're known as a Filipino cafe, right? Now it makes sense, like we're somehow may brand na, but can you imagine in the beginning, like crazy, like yun
Yeah.
siguro yung may isip ng anyone na like ba't ganyan yung strategy. So
Parang,
yun yung pinakamalaking group.
ano namin, parang we try to find our identity din as a cafe, as a brand. Parang ganon.
Yeah.
Yun yung parang biggest hurdle pag nag-uumpisa. Kasi mahirap mag-introduce kung ano yung i-offer straight away, and then yung looking sa market, challenging talaga.
Kasi hindi mo pa nga alam kung ano ba
Yeah.
talaga yung
Yeah.
identity nyo and all. And how did you overcome this hurdle?
Yeah. So, ang sinabi sa akin, again, maraming mentors, right? So, as simple as make sure you have a good product, the price is good, service is good. So, yung 3 na basics, if ma-nail down mo yon, so that's one big step. So, na-nail down namin yon.
Right.
And then the next thing, local support. I guess Filipino hospitality, naging advantage siya. The crew, predominantly Filipino. Tapos, mapili kami sa staff. Kailangan excellent communication skill, confident pag humarap sa mga locals, can carry a conversation. So, over time, cafe business is parang people business talaga yung cafe.
Yeah.
So, pag makuha mo yung loob nung tao, magiging suki man na sila or regulars. So, day by day, we build our customer base, our regulars. Brick by brick,
Yeah.
pinapalakas namin yung cafe. And then before you know it, meron na kaming meron na kaming mga suki.
Meron na kayong customer base.
Yeah, and then now we're locally back. So, plus the Filipino are coming all the way from everywhere to eat at our cafe, especially on weekends. So, parang finally, nag-ano din siya, na-achieve din
Yeah.
namin somehow.
So in 3 short years, you were able to achieve
Actually,
that.
long.
3 lang years.
Kasi sinabi ko lang na short years para to boost your morale, ganun. Pero actually, yes.
Yeah.
Parang 'di ba, parang kumbaga
Every day. Yeah.
Every day, oh.
Parang kumbaga if you put your hand sa may gas stove for
Yeah.
60 seconds, that's going to be longest 60
Yeah.
seconds of your
Yeah.
life. Sinabi ko lang na short 3 years para to boost your
Pero
morale.
kasi pag 7 days na 3 years na 7 days, medyo mahaba-haba yun.
Ay, oo, totoo. Yeah. Kasi walang day off eh. Oo. So, Sandra, while Joe was running the business at first, you were working as a marketing manager.
Yeah.
When and why did the two of you decide na mag-full-time ka na rin sa cafe?
From the beginning, that was the plan.
Right? Yun na yung goal
At
talaga.
some point, yun yung goal na dapat hindi mag-stop na ako na maging employee kasi may sariling business na kami na we can grow. So, nag-decide, so parang every now and then, we're hoping, pero kasi nga, in the beginning, struggling. So, hindi pa, again, yung parang safety net, right? Like, wag muna, kailangan pa natin yung security ng full-time job. But at some point, the cafe was getting busier and busier. Tapos mas
Yeah.
nafe-feel ko na hating-hati na ako. So parang spreading myself too thinly. Ganun na yung nafe-feel ko. And then yung guilt din na 8 hours nandun ako sa office job ko. Pero actually, yung sarili kong business, hindi ko siya mapa-take off pa. Ang dami ko pang idea with Joe na pwede ko execute. Tapos, nasuslow down ko ba yung growth? So, nung na-feel namin yun na nasuslow down ko yung growth, it's time na mag-focus na sa cafe.
So in a way, yung full-time na day job mo was holding you back, holding the cafe back.
Yes, even if, again, because my boss there was also my mentor, very supportive sila. Flexible din with me. Like, minsan 10 a.m. na ako pumapasok and stuff. But eventually, like, hindi ko kaya na dalawa talaga na ganun ka-busy.
Now, Joe, during this time na mag-isa ka sa kusina at sa dining at sa kaha, kumusta? How was it? What was going through your mind? Parang, was there ever a point na sabi mo, ayoko na?
May time na nag-aaway kami pagkatapos ng shift. Kasi, ganun, I think, part of ng business talaga. Kasi parang, that's how you see growing through yung sa mga pagsubok na ganun. And then, actually, buti na lang magaling din nga talaga yung mga team na binuo namin. They are very, very supportive pagka kung anong kailangan gawin na gagawa nila. Na-achieve nila kung ano yung expectation. Parang ganun. So, it's a big bonus.
So ngayon, nung finally full-time na siya, how did you feel? Para bang nabunutan ka ba ng tinik?
Nanalo sa jackpot.
Nanalo sa jackpot, okay. Powerball, parang ganon. Oo.
May dishwasher ng extra.
may taga-kaha na. Oo. How did the cafe affect your marriage in a good or bad way ba? Na mas napagtibay ba kayo o mas napaglayo ba kayo?
I think mas you can see naman. Hindi, it helps us to grow as a couple and as an individual.
Yeah.
Kasi basta nandoon yung vision at saka kung ano yung goal na achieve, yung mga pag-aaway, ma-overcome talaga.
Ano ba usually yung pinag-aawayan?
More of, kasi syempre magkaiba kami ng personality. Minsan magkaiba rin kami ng call kung ano yung gagawin. Tapos, pareho pa kami pagod.
Actually, more of pagpagod talaga. Kasi kahit maganda yung pag-uusapan, sumala lang yung tono. Ba't ka aray, galit? Ganun na nangyayari.
Yeah. So parang, extraordinary kasi yung situation. So yung PC, ang isip.
Yeah.
So it's more of that.
Right.
Yeah. So yun lang, na parang acid test nung marriage na, extreme situation, running your own business, highly stressful environment, tapos low energy. So, paano namin siya i-manage? So, yun yung cause ng
Pwede pala kami maging business partner.
Yun pa, kasi parang, can you imagine, parang after work, so magkasama ulit kami sa bahay. So, parang wala siyang
yung boundaries nawawala na. How do you separate yung buhay sa bahay tsaka buhay sa cafe?
For example, gusto ko lang manood ng Netflix na siya, may i-erase na siya na kailangan gawin. So, yung mga ganun.
Right. And then, during these times na nag-aaway, may disagreement sa cafe in particular, how do you both handle this? How do you meet in the middle?
Alam ng staff pag magkaaway kami.
Okay. Sige, paano ba? Paano ga?
Besan kinukwento ko kay Darla, ito'y nagalit na naman sa akin. Wala, may tinatanong Some things like that. Sila na din yung nag-iintindi. Kasi siguro nakikita naman nila kung paano kung gaano nga kahirap yung business. And then I think mature enough sila para maintindihan na they're having a hard time. And then after mga few days, balik na ulit sa
to each other naman, how we handle it. Parang give each other space. Like kapag pagod na talaga or sobrang kita mo yung mood, hindi na talaga okay, then give each other space. Tapos later na lang pag-usap.
Parang you remove yourself from the environment, from the situation. And
tsaka parang na din na timingan na namin siguro after 2 days, batay na uli kami.
Uy, kota na tayo. Diba? Matay na uli. Okay. So, Greenaw Cafe has been operating for 3 years now. Yes? At what point ninyo nasabi na tama yung decision ninyo na mag-open ng cafe?
There are still days na tama ba to?
Yeah.
Kasi in hospitality, I guess, there are wins and losses all the time. Hindi siya consistently pataas na ganyan. Hospitality is very unpredictable. May slow days, may sobrang smash.
Yeah.
But, nakita namin kasi yung bottom line, more or less, andun na siya. Like, hindi na kami natatakot na baka walang tao today. So, meron na talaga kasi may suki na nga, for example, tapos may repeat customers na. So, yung nakikita namin na may steady stream of customers na nakahinga na kami nun.
Right. Ano yung pinakamalaking, I would say, ginhawa na natamo ninyo ever since coming here and ever since opening your cafe?
I think sa akin, malaking achievement yung magkaroon ako ng day off. Kasi it's a good measure
Right.
Na may progress. Makikita namin na may improvement. So, yun yung naging basehan namin. Sa akin, yun yung naging basehan ko.
And what about you, Sandra?
Yung kaya ko natuwa sa answer niya kasi nga parang if you decide na gusto mo ng cafe or small business in hospitality, the last thing siguro na naisipin mo is comfort. Kasi nga ano siya talaga, it's really hard. It's really hard. So if you want comfort, like think again kasi it's not for the faint heart. But yung for me nga, yung sabi ni Joe, connected to that, yung kaya namin iwan yung cafe in the hands of our team, our cafe manager, tapos lahat, his sous chef na same lang, na hindi nararamdaman ng tao na wala kami.
Yeah.
Ganon. So parang isipin, okay, like I think nasa right direction na kami. Kasi eventually, that's the dream, right, of any business owner.
Yes.
Na hindi working in the business, na nasa labas ka na, and then things are running without you.
Kasi, what's the point na may negosyo ka kung ikaw din yung nagpapatakbo?
Correct. Yeah.
Kung wala ka, hindi tatakbo yung negosyo. Hindi yung negosyo.
Yeah.
Oh, empleyado ka pa din. Now, if you had to do it all over again, would you do it differently?
Kung mayroon na kaming ganitong skill set, I think
Easier.
Kasi ang nag-gain namin na knowledge dito sa pagpapatakbo ng cafe, I think mas madali siya kasi may idea na kami how to run it.
Yeah. So like if, for example, there's a second branch or ganyan, it will be easier. Pero I don't think we had to go through whatever hardship na pinagdaanan namin sa simula. Yun yung parang hindsight bias namin ngayon. Kasi for example, like, it's okay na hindi agad kami nakilala ng Filipino market sa simula. And then, nagkaroon kami na nakakoncentrate kami sa local. So, dahil nakakoncentrate kami sa local, so naging locally backed kami. Kasi kung baliktad yung nangyari, let's say, na-hype up agad kami sa simula, hindi namin mapaprioritize yung local. But the reality is, yung Filipinos were very hardworking. Usually, weekend lang yan pupunta. So, what will happen to us? Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So, parang naging blessing in disguise. Kaya hindi ko siya babaguhin.
Right.
So, tapos, second thing, parang na-build namin yung system na by the time pumupunta na yung mga Pinoy, hindi na kami mapapahiya. Hindi na kami matatamaan ng 1 star na ano ba yan, ganyan. Kasi handa na kami by that time. So parang, it took time. Kaya hindi ko siya babaguhin kasi we made very good use of that time.
So, kumbaga, blessing in the sky din
Yeah.
na later part na yung mga Filipinos
Yeah.
naging aware sa inyo. Without bias, ano yung paborito mong dish dito sa cafe ninyo?
Tapa.
Tapa, beef tapa. Oh, natikman ko yan. Yes. Ano naman yung paborito ng mga customers ninyo?
Aside from tapa, tocino.
Tocino.
Maraming nawawaw sa tocino. Kasi hindi siya yung normal na tocino rin. Kasi pork belly, 1 entire slice. Tapos hindi siya yung may chemical or yung red na rin. So, tinuit ng konti.
Walang salitre.
Wala. So, that's for both locals and Filipinos alike?
Yeah.
Sa locals, it's the arroz caldo.
Wow.
So, yun yung
I must try that.
pinakamadaling Filipino dish na na-introduce namin, na nagustuhan nila immediately, no explanation. Kasi familiar sila sa congee.
Yeah.
Pero, mas masarap yung arroz caldo natin kasi mas malasa talaga siya. So, love na love nila yung arroz caldo.
With the boiled egg pa.
Yes.
I must try that. So, I only had 2 meals here. First was the lomi, and then yung tapa. What are you looking forward to right now in terms of your business and your life here in Australia in general?
Looking forward na magkaroon ng business, ma-expand itong cafe or magkaroon pa ng business. Ibang, kumbaga, nag-diversify. Parang dumating ako sa point na, okay pala, kaya ko palang mag-business. So, parang nagkaroon ako ng confidence na kaya ko pala.
So, in your mind, what are you thinking na ibang business kung hindi cafe?
Wala pa.
Wala
Ganun
pa.
pa kami sa nag-ano pa kami. Nasa incubation. So,
okay.
wala pang clear talaga. But, parang maybe not as time-consuming, right?
Yeah.
Kasi isa lang kami, isa lang ako, isa lang siya. So, something less labor maybe. So, ganun yung mga consideration ko.
Right.
Yeah.
What about your life here in general? What are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to purchasing a land down south? Vacation ba?
More of yung sinabi namin kanina na yung ma-extricate namin yung sarili namin outside the business.
Yeah.
Yung nilook forward namin na nasisilip-silip lang kami dyan. Okay, bye!
I think, Yun yung ultimate goal sa ngayon. Short-term goal.
So parang kumbaga kung ngayon 7 days a week kayo nagpapakita dito,
Yeah.
parang next 5 days na lang, 4
Yeah.
days na lang. Well, Joe, Sandra, thank you so much for your time. Ang sarap ng gandang ng kwentuhan natin. Gusto ko pang magpagkwentuhan. Unfortunately, wala na tayong oras. Any last words for our viewers? Maybe to Filipinos na hindi pa na-try ang Green Nog Cafe?
Okay, we are inviting over po sa mga kababayan natin na nandito sa Australia to try our cafe. And para po, pag na-try nyo yung pagkain dito, para na rin kayong umuwi sa Pilipinas.
Ay, ang ganda ng tagline na yun. Oo.
Yun po yung ano namin, kada may kumakain dito, para ka nang umuwi sa atin. So yun po yung, parang yun yung ultimate goal ko pagka may nagsiserve ako ng pagkain para mapalapit ko sila. Para hindi na sila babiyahe. Sa akin na lang yung bayan.
That's it. Thank you so much once again, Joe, Sandra. Guys, visit kayo. Green Nog Cafe here in Elizabeth Bay. Open sila from Sunday to Saturday, 6:30 during weekends hanggang alas 3. During 6:30 on weekdays, and then 7 a.m. on weekends until 3 p.m. So that's it, guys. This has been another wonderful episode of the Pinoy Expat. If you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and maybe follow me on TikTok. Once again, my name is Tito Icon and you're watching the Pinoy Expat. See ya!